guys, and welcome to this week's Sing for Alexa Saturday. We are so incredibly fortunate to have Daniel Quadrino here with us this week. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. So, obviously, since we can't hear laughter, what we basically do on here is we just go like this towards the screen to indicate, yes, oh my gosh, we're so excited. So, yes, for anyone who is maybe new to this masterclass and doesn't really know what to expect, the whole rundown of it is Daniel and I will introduce ourselves. Then we have three amazingly talented singers who are going to perform for us, and we will give them feedback. And then to close everything off, we have a fun musical theater Kahoot that we play. It is not required that you stay for that. It's just a fun thing that we do, and the winner will get a free video chat with me, which is very exciting. So that's what we've got lined up for today. I guess I will begin and start off. I'm Alexa. I assume that you guys probably know a little bit about me if you're here on this Zoom right now, but just in case, I am 19 years old and I am currently a BMO major, a Bachelor of Music, with an outside field in the theater arts at Ithaca College. And I come from a very musical family. We've pretty much been performing for as long as I can remember. For anyone who follows me on Instagram, there's always music going on in my house. We now have two grand pianos in our living room, which is very fun because we get to have piano competitions now. Yeah. And so growing up, I was really into classical singing, classical voice. I was a classical pianist. And then it wasn't until middle school that I got to do my first musical when I realized that you could combine singing and acting, and then you get this crazy explosion of musical theater. And so then I became completely in love with that, and I did a ton of pre-college programs at Juilliard, Rutgers, Mason Gross, Paper Mill Playhouse, and some others. You could read all this information on my website if you wanted. But basically, I've had a lot of extensive training in both classical performance and musical theater. And so now for college, I'm working on writing my own material because I would love to be able to write my own musicals one day. So that's me. And I'm now going to hand it over to Daniel.
Hi everyone. I'm so excited to be here. This is so fun. Alexa, thank you for having me. We actually have a similar like trajectory when it comes to like falling in love with musical theater. I started singing because of American Idol, if that makes me like it shows my age a little bit. I fell in love with singing and I sang at a talent show. I sang Somewhere Out There from Five Will Goes West, if you know that song. And I then fell in love with singing and like realized that I loved that. And then my neighbor actually signed me up for a dance class and I like whined the entire time there. And by the time I left, I signed up for 6 dance classes a week. And I took 6 dance classes a week from like fifth grade to ninth grade. Then I started doing the shows in school, did community theater on Long Island. And then the end of my junior year of high school, I found an open call for the revival of Bye Bye Birdie on Broadway. And I went to the open call and I was like, they're definitely going to cast like 27-year-olds as children, but like work, I'm going to go. So I went and I ended up booking the show. After 12 callbacks, I made my Broadway debut my senior year of high school. Like, what? Like, it still doesn't really make sense to me, but like, Uncle Jesse was Albert Peterson, John Stamos himself. So
Oh my gosh. I
yes.
would have died. I don't know what I would have done. I would have collapsed.
It was we played our cool. The kids were in rehearsal for like 2 weeks before everybody else got there. So we once John got there, we were like, but he's literally Uncle Jesse in real life. He gave us all these like there used to be these things called like flip cameras which were like you press the button and it was a USB and it would like literally plug right into your computer. He got them all for us for opening night and it had like the poster like engraved on it. He's truly like one of the best people. And then once quarantine happened, I got everyone together on a Zoom, so I got to see him recently. He's still great. So then I went to college for musical theater. Didn't work for a couple of years because I was, in between ages. And then I made my return to Broadway my senior year of college in Newsies, the musical, where I was Albert, the Newsie, and I understudied Crutchy and Davy. And then I did the whole last year of the run. And then I was fortunate enough to be in NBC's Peter Pan Live after that. As a lost boy. And then after that, I had a break. I got a puppy. And then I spent 2.5 years in Wicked the Musical, which was literally life-changing because my AIM screen name was Tragically Green too when I was little. So like that just shows you how much of a Wicked fan I am. So
Oh my
yeah.
god.
And then I went on tour with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and here I am in California. I was doing a show at La Jolla Playhouse, a new musical called Fly, an iteration of Peter Pan. Very excited about it. But I could talk forever, and I don't want to bore you guys, so I'm excited to be here.
Oh my gosh. So what I'm hearing is you are in fact the main character. Oh my gosh. Like, wow. Alrighty. So, if anyone has any questions for either me or mostly Daniel cuz we have him here right now, feel free to you can either wave your hands on the screen, you can comment things in the chat. Um
Yeah.
and Daniel, if you want, you can actually go ahead and unmute anyone that you see.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
wave.
I might just go in order. So that's I see Liv first, and then okay. So I'll do Liv first. Great. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Is there like something you do before like every show, just before like the curtain goes up? Is there something like you do before?
Not so much like right before, but like during half hour, I need some good music playing, or like a half hour before half hour, because like most of the time, like up until like Charlie and the Chalk Factory, I shared a dressing room with like all of the ensemble. But like when we were on tour, it was me and the guy. I played Mike TV on the Charlie tour, and I shared with the guy who was Augustus. So we had like we needed our essential oils going, we needed music flowing, we just needed vibes. I have my crystals all over. So I just like I'm a really like big like positive energy kind of guy. So that's what I need.
Oh my god. I'm so I need to just like shut up. Oh my gosh. I could not be more in okay, yeah.
Like
Next.
citrine everywhere, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna go to. I don't know how to pronounce your name, so please tell me when you unmute.
My name is Gianna. It's just spelled with a
Ghana.
J.
Okay.
My family's from Italian, so they came from Italian culture.
Yes, I'm
I have a yeah. I have a question. If you could do any other musical, if you could do any musical and get the lead, what musical would it be?
Ooh, oh my goodness. I would love to be in Pippin in the next revival of Pippin, or I'd love to be Evan Hansen. Even though I'm probably too old now. But yeah, I think one of those, or just a show that hasn't been created yet. I love maybe one of Alexa's shows when she writes it. I'd love to.
Done. Done. Like done. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay. Time check. Okay, yeah, we have time for some more questions.
I'm gonna go to Lois. Do you like how I sing every time I'm like?
I love it. I love it.
Hi. So my question is, I'm currently auditioning for drama schools for musical theatre at the moment. What is your best advice and top tips for somebody auditioning?
Absolutely. That's a really good question. Don't let anyone tell you who to bring into the room. Bring yourself into the room, because you know what? That's going to get you so much further than putting yourself into some box that people are telling you to put yourself into. I spent a lot of my time at school being told what to do. And if I go back, I would just try to make sure to put myself into it, because that's what moving forward from school, that's what I do. I like to
Yeah.
put a little bit of myself into every single character, every single movement, anything I do. So that's like my best advice. I'm sure that like, and just drink water, like be good and like know your stuff, but like be you.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Alrighty, we got time for another.
All right, Cynthia, I'm gonna ask you to unmute.
Hi. Oh
Hi.
my god. I didn't think I would get picked. What's it like auditioning for a Broadway show?
Okay, so I'll tell you my most intricate audition process because, yeah. So I auditioned for Newsies 24 times before I got the show. That was in total from paper mill to Broadway to the time I actually got the show on Broadway. So that was like the most crazy audition process, because it was always because my dancing wasn't strong enough, and they kept giving my agents feedback to be like, hey, like work on your dancing, work on your technique, blah 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 blah. So that was really wild. But then I did, so Fly, the show that I was doing in La Jolla Playhouse, I had sent a tape in for when I was on tour, and I didn't hear anything back. And then I was back from tour, back home in New York, and my agent called me and said, they want you to come back in for Fly. And I was like, oh, that was so weird because that was like months ago. I just kind of like let it go. And then I had that audition and one callback and I booked it. So like every audition process is so different. Like it's either like, and I've had stuff on like both sides of the spectrum where it was like 20 billion auditions where I'm like, cool, I'll play the newspaper at this point. Like, just please let me be in the show. But yeah, so it's all so different.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to go to the second page to see if there's anybody waving. Waving. Okay. I couldn't not. There you go.
Hello. I didn't think you guys would choose me, but my accent sounds weird because I'm from Australia. So hello, I'm an Australian.
Hi.
I'm obsessed.
Okay, I got one thing to say. Alexa, you're amazing. I watch your TikToks all the time. I love your Lorax video. I tried doing something to it, but I couldn't because I failed miserably. So, But a question for both of you. So the other day I heard about this. Playbill released a trailer for the TikTok musical of Ratatouille. If you were to audition for that, who would you audition for and why?
Oh my gosh, I would love. I think that I would just audition for ensemble. I don't feel as though I would necessarily be any of the lead characters. I think I'd have much more fun just being a rat and being able to do all the rat dances, I think would be my answer.
Yeah, I mean, I have to probably say, like, obviously would love to be Remy, but like, whatever.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you don't say Remy, like...
You would make a great Remy.
As a rat in Wicked the Musical, I played a rat. I had a rat face mask. I'm very, I know the ins and outs of playing a rat. Just, yeah, I'm joking, but I actually did play a rat.
Incredible, literally incredible. Great question, really great question, and thank you so much. That was so sweet.
That's okay. Keep doing what you do. It's amazing. I love it.
Thank you. Alrighty, and on that note, we are going to get started with our first singer. So for all of our singers, what we are going to have them do is I would love for each of you to be able to first just introduce yourselves, let us know a little bit about you, and then if you can introduce the piece that you're doing, so not just the name of it, but if you could tell us a little bit about the show that it's from and then where this particular song fits into the plot, just so that for anyone who doesn't know, we can have a little bit of context, and then we'll do a short sound check to make sure that everything's all good. So first up, we have Gail. Hello, Gail.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you. My name's Gail. I'm 20 years old. I'm from New Mexico. I'm living in New Mexico right now. I am just attending college here to study for elementary and secondary education. I do theater here and there where I can. It's not very prominent in my area, so I take every opportunity that I can, and yeah, I just love doing it. The song that I am going to be doing is In My Dreams from Anastasia, the musical. I grew up obsessed with the story of Anastasia. Said she is an actual, historical person. I loved their story. I was obsessed with, them trying to figure out, is she alive? Is she not? Whatever. Like, I don't know. It was fascinating to me for some reason. Yes. Exactly. So I loved it. Obviously, I grew up watching the movie, the cartoon, like 2-3 times a week. Again, obsessed with it, probably a little bit too much. So when they made a musical, of course, I was ecstatic. I've never been able to see it, but, soundtrack, always on repeat. So this song is kind of, it's in a place where Anastasia is kind of talking about how she doesn't remember her past at all, because if you don't know the play, it's basically she has amnesia, so she can't remember her life before, like when the war happened, everything that happened with her family, she doesn't remember it. So this song is kind of just her talking about that even though she doesn't remember anything about her past, she's still hopeful that she's going to get those memory back and get her life back and everything and stuff, and that she'll remember things.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's kind of what the song is about.
Great. So now if you just want to play a little bit of your accompaniment track, we can just see if the balance is good.
Okay, let me get it. Of course, your phone only shuts off when you need it to not.
I totally get that.
Okay, let's see if this will go through here. Maybe. Here we go.
Yeah, sounds good.
Good? Okay.
Awesome. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. They said I was found by the side of a road. There were trucks all around. It had recently snowed in the darkness and cold with the wind and the trees. A girl with no name had no memory but these. Rain against a window, sheets upon her head. Terrifying nurses whispering overhead. Call the child on her, give the child a heart. I don't know a thing before that. Traveling the back road, sleeping in the wood, taking what I needed, working when I could, keeping up my courage, foolish as it seems, at night alone in my dreams, in my dreams, shadows fall, there's a light at the end of a line. The night ends with a light, but I know it all will come back one day. I dream of a city beyond open care. Is it Paris? Paris, a beautiful river, a bridge by a square, and I hear the voice whisper, I'll meet you right there in Paris. You don't know what it's like not to know who you are, to have lived in the shadows and have traveled this far. I've seen flashes of fire or the echoes of screams, but I still have this faith in the truth of my dreams. In my dreams, it's all real, and my heart has too much to reveal. And my dreams say to say, don't be afraid to go on. Don't give up hope, come what may. I know it all will come back one day.
Woo! Yes!
Yes.
Really amazing job, Gail. Yes.
Thank
literally.
you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to start with giving a little bit of feedback and then I will pass it over to Daniel. Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay. I love how you're able to really find this stillness that I really admire, because a lot of people have trouble finding stillness, you know, when they perform. It can be a little fidgety or something's always moving. And I feel like the stillness that we get from you, it gave me chills in the beginning when you really started singing. I wonder though if as she sings, maybe, you know, as she loosens up, not as she loosens up vocally, as she loosens up to what she's talking about these visions she's having in her dreams, I would love to maybe see you be able to, to break out of that kind of shell that you set for the beginning a little bit. And I feel like Daniel's probably going to go a little bit more into that. I'm just going to talk more on the technique side, because that's really what I've like really set in. So I so much admire this stillness that you're finding. It's so hard for a lot of people to do. I encourage you to, you know, maybe that stillness is actually kind of what you feel comfortable in which in that case, I would encourage you to maybe find places where you can step out of that a little bit and be a little bit more, have a little bit more movement going and not feel so confined to yourself. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is your breath. So, I think that you're doing a really fantastic job of making sure that you really get those breaths before having to sing these long lyrical phrases, and then you only have another little space to be able to take a quick breath, and then you have to sing another long phrase. I encourage you to, when you have those quick phrases, the instinct, and I do this too, which like I've been training for God knows how long, and when I have to take a quick break, the instinct is always to breathe up for some reason, but really what you have to do is you have to completely slow the song down, get the sheet music, put in neon marker, draw in those breath marks to really remind yourself to breathe down, to drop and breathe down, because you will get such a deeper breath, and I think it will just really help you to prolong all of those phrases till the very end and the very last minute, because you're doing a great job of making sure that you're like, okay, hit the consonant, breathe, and now get ready, and you're maintaining those phrases really, really well. That was just one thing that I noticed that I wanted to comment on, that I think that it'll help a lot to really think about breathing down and not having it. You'll know if you don't hear the audible, because that means something's blocking your airway. It's not, something's not clear. It's hitting something. So if it's more silent, if it's deeper, you shouldn't be able to hear it. Also, I think that there are some places where you can open up and release your jaw, especially in some words where in English they're a bit closed, but in singing language they'd be very open. So for example, Paris, if you think about Paris, like I'm from Jersey, Paris, it's very closed. However, when she's belting the word Paris, it's more of like a Paris. So that would be something that I'd be interested, if we have time left at the end, and if not, I very much encourage you to on your own time go back and go to that place, especially in my dreams. That's all very close. I dreams. Well, you know, when we say it, that's all very close. When we sing it, in my dreams, it has to be very, very open, and it may seem silly in your own head, but to us, it's gonna sound like you're saying in my dreams, and with that open space, it's gonna give it that resonance that it needs to really roll around and bounce out of your mouth, as opposed to feeling like you have to control it and squeeze it out, which is, I think, kind of what you're doing a little bit right now, where it feels like you're like so tuned into having to control the space and the sound that comes out, while meanwhile, I think if you're able to just open and drop, it'll just be able to come out and you won't have to think about it. But it was really, really lovely. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really great, especially going first in front of a bunch of people, all the things, like nailing it. So what stuck out to me is the same thing. Your stillness is gorge and amazing. What I love about, and I think the beginning especially, you can stand to be still. They said, all the phrases saying, they said I was found, like all these things that you're talking about are in the beginning. They're like, they're stuff that you've heard about yourself. That you, and I understand that that's kind of like a weird mind game that you're playing, like, which is like, but yeah. So, but I would love it that, and Alexa said it, that in my dreams, shadows call. There's a light at the end of the hall, then my dreams fade away. So you're having these flashes of these dreams and stuff. Like, so I think every time you say in my dreams, obviously that's the name of the song too, so you know it's important. But I think you can use that to like really see the dream, if that makes sense. Because like all you have to go off of your past is flashbacks that you have, the little flashbacks here and there. So really hold on to them. Like in my dreams, I see this down the hall and then it fades away and then crap, I'm lost again. So really, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then again, I dream of a city beyond all compare. Is it Paris? You're pretty sure it's Paris. You know what I mean? Like you're on foot, so you couldn't have gotten that. But you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like Like it's like yeah. Like, so you know, I think that that's another part of like don't be afraid to paint those pictures and just like dive into that like in those words, and it's all in there in the words. You know, I dream of a city in Paris, sorry, I just looked up the words, like a beautiful river, a bridge by the square. It's setting up this picture for you. So if you see it, we'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have one more thing. Oh, and every time you go back, and again, it's like every time you sing about it being in your dreams, this is your escape from the reality of you not knowing who you are. So you're like you're almost more comfortable in your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
That could make it feel like just even open. I don't need you to move around, but I think you're so present, like with us. And then in your dreams, every time you sing about that, don't be afraid to get lost and see that.
Okay.
Like kind of like, you know, you don't have to use your arms, but like I'm Italian, so I'm talking but yeah. And then again, I think it's easy to play this all sad in the beginning. Fight it a little bit. And I don't think you were playing it necessarily sad. You still have this courage and this drive to find out who you really are, which there it goes, bringing yourself into it. We're all looking for who we are trying to be and who we are. So don't be like, that could be a way for you to pull in yourself, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
I know I just like threw so many things at you, but
yeah.
But basically, love the stillness in the beginning. Don't be afraid to like see it, the dreams, illustrate it, paint it, love it more, and just find a way to keep up that courage. And getting lost in those dreams is what we love to see. Do you mind if we try it?
I was about to say, let's like find a spot somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think to get that in Paris thing you were talking about too, because I feel like I think you could do it. Like I agree to just dropping it and it's gonna be fierce. So it's somewhere around there, because I want to see you talking about the dreams too. Maybe could we go from traveling the roads, like that part? It's like the third stanza down in the lyrics. I don't have the sheet. I'm so sorry. Because that'll give you a little bit of dream talk, and then you dream of the city, and then in Paris, and then we'll probably stop you.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, it might take you a second to find in the accompaniment. No worries. I know it's hard without like a literal pianist, but everyone's doing great. Yes, everything that Daniel said. And as far as the opening up goes, opening up very much on Paris, but also every time you say dreams, making sure it doesn't go into that very closed nasally place. Try to find a little bit of eh in it. Just a tad bit open. You're still doing dreams, but you're giving it dreams, a little bit more of an open space to bounce off of, so it's less squished.
Okay. Okay. So from that part, okay. I think I found it. Okay, so I'll try that part there. Traveling backwards, sleeping in the earth, taking what I needed, working when I could, keeping up my courage, foolish as it seems, and night hung alone in my dreams. In my dreams, shadows fall, there's a light at the end of a line. Then my dreams fade away, but I know it all will come back one day.
I think that's okay. I have to stop for that. I want to get to In Paris, but like, do you hear the music every time she talks about her dreams? How it's like da-na-na, and the rest of the music is da-na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na. And then like when she's talking about her dreams, it's almost like the music swells and it's sweeping us in this kind of waltz. We've all seen the movie when she's in the thing and the ghosts and the thing all around her. So like that's what I know, it's a different song, but like it's kind of like that's what this gives me vibes. Yeah. So just press play and just think of that. And we'll just keep going from here. But I just like really need to say that before I forgot.
Okay. The city beyond all compare, is it Paris? Paris. A beautiful river, a bridge by a square, and I hear a voice whisper, I'll meet you right there in Paris. Don't know what it's like not to know who you are, to have lived in the shadows and have traveled this far. I've seen flashes of fire, heard the echo of screams, but I still have this faith in the truth of my dreams. In my dreams,
Yeah.
are real, and my heart has so much to reveal. And my dreams say today, don't be afraid to go on. Don't give up hope, come what may. I know it all will come back one day.
Yes. Could you imagine? She just like does a death drop.
I don't know how well that would end, but
You're like, I wouldn't get up, neither. That was I see it, and I think you just have to go even further, like really good adjustments, like with that. And I think there's something you don't know what it's like to not know who you are, to have lived in the shadows and traveled this far. I've seen flashes of fire, heard echoes of screams, but so you've been through all of this crap and dragged through the mud. You're like, who am I? I don't know. But there's still that little burning passion inside of you to figure out this puzzle, you know? So I think really see that, and that's really the music gets even bigger to then be like, you know, it's the end of the song. So you're hitting that climax of the song. And in my dreams, it's all real, and my heart has so much to reveal, and my dream seems to say, and so like you should listen to your dreams here. Don't be afraid to go on, and don't give up hope, come up May. So even if you don't figure it out right now, and even like so like you can personalize that to you. You know what I mean? Like a struggle in your life where like, you know, don't be afraid to give up. Like for me, I would say don't give up on your dream of being an actor just because the industry shut down and we don't know when the theater is going to come back, even, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like there's little things that you could, and it's so specific to you, and as long as you have an idea of it, like you don't need to be like, this is my circumstance. Like as long as you have it figured out, we're going to see it. Really, really great job.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and
Thank you so
your
much.
voice went, oh my gosh, it was really, really insane. I'm so excited for you to listen back to this and hear the difference from when you really opened up. And I don't know if you saw me like doing all these motions. If you really take a deep breath and open up. I know like this motion for some reason really helps me, even just in seeing it. But yeah, it was really amazing and incredible. So Gail, please let us know any platforms you want to shout out, any performances happening. Let us know where we can hear your beautiful voice again.
Yeah, I actually, like I said, I don't have any, theater going on around here, but I do post things on my TikTok, which is Gail_McPherce. I also have Instagram, this same handle on there and stuff. But yeah, so I post things on both of those, and yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, big finger round of applause. Alrighty, our next singer, we have Lance. Hello, Lance. Oh, I'm also gonna spotlight your video. There we go. So it should now appear large on everyone's screen.
Hello, am I on?
Yeah, you're on. You're on.
Okay. I forgot the prompt. I'm Lance. I'm 19. I go to UC Irvine. I'm a nursing student. I'm in my third year. But I did, and I am kind of doing, but I've already kind of completed it, my minor in drama at UC Irvine. It's a great school. I got to study with some of the professors of musical theater. So yeah.
Nice. And what will you be performing today?
Yes, I will be doing Step 1 from Kinky Boots. And where it is in the musical is that well, I'm Charlie, and Charlie doesn't work at a chocolate factory. Is in charge of a shoe factory that was owned by his dad, who passed away, and he's in charge now. And he's kind of going through it because it's kind of like that imposter syndrome. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't feel great about it. And he doesn't know how to save the factory because it's kind of in trouble. But then he realizes he can make a different kind of shoe. And this song is about basically his like plan to, save the factory.
Awesome. Great. Do you want to do a quick sound check?
Yes. Let me stand up because I'm not going to sing sitting down.
I got to see Kinky Boots right before it closed. I loved it
so good. It's so good.
Give me a second.
I'm like, who I did with it with, and she just was hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
And a former Elphaba was Nicola. So like it was just like friends galore in that show, and I was just
oh my gosh. That's insane. That's so fun.
How's this? Is this cool? Yep. Yes? Okay, great.
You're good. Awesome. So you can begin whenever you're ready.
Okay. Let me start again. Sorry.
Loved the moment before. We loved the moment before.
Thank you. There's like a. It's fun. Okay. Let me have my moment. This is time for a shake up. Look at me, wake up. Taking control. This is a new beginning. My gears are spinning. Let's rock and roll. Just put one foot onward and forward. I used to be a zero, but now I really feel that I might be the hero who reinvents the heel. I may be facing the impossible. I may be chasing after miracles. And there may be this greatest mountain to overcome. But this is step one. This is step one. Who knew I had it in me? Let me begin, see where this thing goes. I've got knowledge and know-how. Don't stop the show now. Don't stop the flow. Just put one foot onward and forward, yeah. I used to live in limbo, never dying to begin. But now it's sink or swim, so I better dive right in. I may be facing the impossible. I may be chasing after miracles. And there may be this greatest mountain to overcome. But this is step one. It's not just a factory. This is my family. No one's gonna shut us down. Not while Charlie Price is around. We may be facing the impossible. We may be chasing after miracles. And there may be this greatest mountain to overcome. We may be facing the impossible. We may be chasing after miracles. And there may be this greatest mountain to overcome. But this is step one. Look what Charlie Boy has done. This is step one.
Tenor the house.
Yeah, 10 of the house down boots for sure.
Okay, sorry, I was playing. Here.
Amazing job, Lance. Wow. Oh my goodness. Your voice is incredible, really incredible. So, one of the things that I actually want to talk about is posture. So, as you were singing, this song is so, it's you yearning for this, right? It's like you're gonna do this and you're gonna make the impossible, and you have this amazing idea, and you can see it all right there. And so you're anyone's natural instinct, right? You have this like lean forward and this like want to go out and grab it, which is really common in a lot of musical theater songs, because like why would we be singing if it wasn't about something that we really love or really, want that's out there? But I think that what's happening a little bit is it's causing you to have a little bit of a lean forward. So what I want for you to do really quickly, I see that you have a wall right there. Can you stand up against the wall? Nice. So I want for you to put your heels up to the wall. Nice. And I want for you, exactly, just put your head, put the back of your head up against the wall. Nice. Now I want for you to think about, so all of us as we stand, we're bobbleheads. Our spine goes up into our heads, about right to like where our ears are. So I want for you to think about that place where your spine is at the middle of your head. What you might have to do is tilt your chin down a little bit to get the like exact alignment, still having your head up against the wall, the exact alignment of where your head is. Nice. Now, keeping that position, can you now step away from the wall and turn towards us? It probably feels different. And like it probably feels like you're in like stretching back a lot, but to us, and hopefully if you can see yourself on, in the Zoom, it looks relatively normal. It just looks like, hey, there's like a guy with really nice posture. So basically, breath is the number one most important thing for a singer. When you learn classically, just in voice training, really, it's not like anything that's too controversial. Breath is basically like, if you don't have breath, you're not going to get any tone. When we say as vocalists, we are almost, when people say, what's your instrument? And we say voice, it's weird because we don't think of our voice as something like a tuba or a trumpet or a saxophone. But if we actually think about the mechanism and how we're creating tone, it is very, very, very similar to that of a trumpet, a saxophone. We have our lungs, and from that we have some sort of air supply. We need air to create sound. If you have a trumpet, you're not going to get any sound by yelling at it or banging it up against something. I mean, that might create sound, but not the sound from the trumpet that you want. We need air. It travels up our windpipe, and then it meets our vocal folds. And when it meets those folds, what it does is it causes them to come together and to vibrate. And then it creates a buzz that isn't actually the same buzz that you hear come out here, because it gets shaped in all these crazy things in the shape of our soft palate and the shape of our tongue, how it's contorting, and even how much space we're giving our jaw. Because really everything I'm saying right now is the same exact buzz, but it sounds different because I'm using my teeth, I'm making my tongue be in different shapes. So all of that basically to say is that since breath is the number one deciding factor, it's so important that we stay really nice and open and out. Almost imagine that from the top of your chest, someone's tied a string to the top of your chest and they've pulled it up. So you can be completely loose from your ribs down. However, this should never change. This should always be really nice and stay nice and open. So as you sing this, as I saw you sing, for the majority of it, it was very much collapsed and forward. And I think that you sound incredible. And I can only imagine what it will be when you're able to just stand back and really think about that string lifting you up, and now you have so much more room. Your vocal tract in and of itself is a lot more aligned, and everything, when it sits nice and happily upon itself, you won't have certain muscles working overtime and then certain other ones working under. So that's really kind of the only note that I have. Also, you tend to lean on your left leg a lot, so we had kind of like sort of like this going on, which I used to do a ton. So I'm completely like I know, like, it's just feels so comfortable to do, and you don't always realize you're doing it, but it causes you to kind of have this slunched over and also leaning on one leg thing for a bit, which again, he's a pretty laid back guy. So once you start bringing character into it, maybe he's someone who, when he stands around, he brings his weight to one side or whatever. But I think that there are definitely moments of park and bark in this, and moments that I feel like you were almost like that's what you were intending to do, but it didn't exactly come across as such, and it wasn't as powerful as it could be if you had your shoulders back and your weight evenly nicely distributed. But it was, I mean, vocally, really, it sounds fan-friggin-tastic, and thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah, just piggybacking off what Alexa said, you sound great. And I know this song kind of just sits all in the and just because it's kind of whiny and you weren't doing this, but like you don't need to like put on your best original cast recording impression. That's what I just want to say for everybody that sings, and not that any of you are doing this, but again, we're looking for you, and that's what's going to end up getting you the job. So I'm just looking at the lyrics, and I think the beginning, like, use that stillness. This is like your world has just been turned upside down, but imagine it like the song starts and there's just like a single spot on you, tight spot, and it's like black the rest of the stage, and it's like, so it's like really almost like a hushed intensity. You don't need to do anything like with your vocal. If there's a way, and I don't know if Alexa has any advice on this, but it all sits really high, but if there's a way that you could kind of just like lay back a little bit with it a little bit more in the beginning and not be so, you don't have to think about the notes. You have the notes, like totally just like think about like how your world has just been turned upside down here. And it's like, okay, this is a new beginning. My gears are starting to spin. You're like, okay, I think I got it. Just, just do what I know best. Rock and roll. Just put one foot forward. Obviously, you make shoes for a living. And then, you feel like you just took over this factory, and this is the impossible right now. Like you just lost your father. You just inherited a shoe factory that you're like, what? You never knew you were, I guess you knew you were going to, but it's like not necessarily what you ever wanted to do maybe. And now you're finding that. Side note, find a way to bring in you. This is all not what we wanted our 2020 to be like, living through a computer screen. So, maybe that's a good way to like bring yourself into it. And you're like, I may be facing the impossibles, but I'm going to chase after miracles. And then there may be the steepest mountain to overcome. So you're like, the first time you sing that chorus, you're like, okay, I may be you're not convinced yet. And this is your way. This is like, okay, this is your brain being like, you're like working through it. I may be facing the impossible. I'm chasing after miracles, but I'm going to have this mountain and I'm going to get through it because why? I'm strong as hell. And then that's when you're like, who knew I had it in me, because your wheels are starting to spin. You're starting to believe what you're singing and what you're saying to yourself there. So if you can think about that, and then this whole thing, let me begin to see where this can go. You've got knowledge and you know how, because obviously you grew up doing this. And then, you just have to remember that it's just like everything else. You have to put one foot in front of the other and you just have to start. And starting something is the hardest thing ever. I don't know if you're like me, but it's like I put things off and then I'm like, no. And then as soon as I get started, it's just like comes out of me. So I think that's something that like Charlie is facing too, because he's almost like he doesn't even want to figure it out because he's still mourning the loss of his father. I feel personally, I'm like, there's just so much going on. He can't even think about that right now, but he knows that he has to save this factory because it's at risk of closing. And there's so many people that are employed at this factory. So it's just like, there's so much weight on his shoulders. So it's just like, I think this is like his way of giving himself a pep talk, So I think you're giving yourself a pep talk here. And every time you say, I may be facing the impossible, it's like, I'm chasing after miracles, and every time you sing it from the first time, you get a little bit more confident, so that at that key change, you're like, F yeah, I'm a rock star. I got the plan. I'm making shoes for drag queens. Work. Why didn't I think about that before? I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Again, a lot of the stuff is already there for us. And we as actors, we're like, I need to make it like different and do this. But everything we need is in the music. The beginning is really like, and then up until like every time it's like, whenever there's a chorus, it's like a glimmer of hope. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm like kind of looking at this as. And then by the time you get to that key change, it's really like, and you can use what Alexa said about opening up your shoulders, being open, and just be careful. You're like me when you sing some high notes and you don't have to look up. That's not going to help because you're almost closing it all off. And I know
that, right?
Yeah. But
these are all like vocally, these are all notes that people have told me before, and I'm still working through them.
Right. And I feel like we're similar in that way. It's like old habits, and it's just breaking old habits, but you're nailing it. And then, so then again, in the key change, you're just singing. A lot of this is the same thing over and over again. So you're just like finding different ways to illustrate it in your head. And I think it'll read a little bit more. But yeah, I would love to do it from, oh, and then look what Charlie has done. You're like, Dad, I'm making you proud. Don't you worry. You
Right.
know? Yeah. I would love to take it from the second verse to the end, because I think that's
Yeah,
that
let's
gives
do it.
stuff that Alexa said and stuff that I said. So for me, I would just love for you to just really pep your, like, not pep, like really give yourself a pep talk and like be your own hype man just for an exercise and go as far as you can, you know, and you don't have to stay still the whole time.
Got it.
Awesome. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, let me find the place real quick.
I love this song.
Me too.
This is the part I want to play one day.
Oh my gosh, you totally could. You totally could.
I saw the guy from Not Panic at the Disco, another punk rock band, Tyler something. I don't remember.
Brendan Urie?
No, I would have died. I'll find it. It'll come back to me.
Okay, we're good. We got it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, someone said 21 Pilots. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Who knew I had it in me? Let me begin, see where this thing goes. I've got knowledge and know-how. Don't stop the show now. Don't stop the flow. Just put one foot onward and forward, yeah. I used to live in limbo, never dying to begin. But now it's sink or swim, so I better dive right in. I may be facing the impossible. I may be chasing after miracles. And there may be the steepest mountain to overcome. But this is step one. It's not just a factory. This is my family. No one's gonna shut us down. Not while Charlie Price is around. We may be facing the impossible. We may be chasing after miracles. And they may be the steepest mountain to overcome. We may be facing the impossible. We may be chasing after miracles. And they may be the steepest mountain to overcome. But this is step one. Look what Charlie Boy has done. This is step one.
Yes, can we do that ending one more time and just don't look up? Just try and not look up. I think Alexa and I have the same thought on that. Yeah, I see you're nodding.
I'll try to find a place.
Look what Charlie Boy has done. Just because if you do, look what Charlie Boy, you're already cutting off that sound, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't push. And you can flip if you need to. I love a flip.
Okay, let me go from the last chorus. We may be chasing after miracles,
And this is so
there may be the steepest mountain to overcome. We may be facing the impossible. We may be chasing after miracles, and there may be the steepest mountain to overcome. But this is step one. Look what Charlie Boy has done.
That's fierce, though.
This is step one.
Yes. See, but do you feel how it's easier to just, if you don't look up? And
Yes.
you go, look what Charlie Boy I have. You can totally flip. I mean, that's fierce. Like I would if I was behind the table, I'd be like, okay, because then you're also gonna go step one and belt the ending. So like, give them a little color. Who cares?
True.
Okay, for sure. I'm always like scared because I'm opting. I don't want to up down.
Oh my god, I used to be like that too, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna be my version of it. So I would totally be like, look what I would totally give you a fierce hootie flip because that's in. That's
All right.
nailed it.
Amazing job, Lance. Please let us know any platforms, upcoming things, anything you want to shout out. Where can we hear your wonderful voice again?
I'm in like a Zoom musical through my school, so if you just like go to UCI Drama, it's gonna be premiering in like February. It's called The Jubilee and Me. Other than that, like you can go to like my TikTok that's like tagged in Alexa's post, and I don't really post there much, but I have an Instagram that's linked to it, so you can check me out on Instagram.
Work.
Thank you so much, Lance.
Thank you both so much.
That was fierce. Really good work.
Fierce. Okay, last but not least, we have Noah. Noah, thank you for being so patient. Noah is our last performer of the evening, the last but certainly not the least.
Yeah, this song's hefty. I'm excited.
Please introduce yourself. Let us know a little bit about you.
Okay, I think I'm quickly gonna hide my self view if I can do that, because, okay, maybe I can't do that, never mind. Hi guys, I'm Noah Webner. I'm 18 years old. I'm a musical theater major at Ithaca College, and Alexa and I are in the same voice studio. We have the same teacher who's the best. And, oh, I want to just stand up real quick. So, today I'm going to be singing Astonishing from Little Women the Musical, and if you haven't seen the Greta Gerwig film, you need to get on that because it's incredible. So if you don't know what Little Women is about, it's about 4 sisters living in the 1800s around the time of the Civil War. Their dad is off fighting for the Union, and it's just them and their mom. And the main character, Jo, who sings this song, she wants to be her own person. She doesn't want to conform to the standards of others. She wants to become a writer, and she wants to provide for herself and for her family rather than just marrying someone, which was very unusual for the time, of course. And so this song, Astonishing, is the Act 1 finale. And basically what has just happened is her older sister, Meg, has just gotten married. Her little sister, Amy, is about to go off to Europe with their Aunt March, their great Aunt March. And their neighbor, who is very rich, who's always been pretty interested in Jo, Lori, just tried to kiss her and propose to her, and she was not here for that at all because she wants to be her own person and she's not in love with Lori. She just sees him as a friend or even a little brother. So yeah, that's what this song is. I'm gonna do a quick sound check. I have like a speaker that I've never used before, so I don't know how this
I'm
works.
so excited. I sang Take a Chance on Me for my college auditions.
Yes, as you should. Oh my god.
Contrasting with Lost in the Wilderness, I knew nothing about theater.
Sorry, it just disconnected.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Also, Noah, I am living for the outfit.
It's been a hot second since I put on a fit, and I was like, I need to make myself feel better. I don't know what's going on.
I totally feel that.
It's all about putting on real clothes sometimes and just feel. I do the same thing. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere, but I'm gonna put on jeans just to see what they feel like.
It's the only way.
Literally. Oh, so funny.
Oh, there's a lovely ad.
All good, all good. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Okay. Let's go to YouTube. That was loud. Okay. Sound check coming up. Is that a good volume?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is he? Who is he with his marry me? With his ring and his marry me? The nerve of all. This is not what was meant to be. How could he ruin it all with those 2 words? I thought I knew him, but he knew me. What did it change? What did I miss? A kiss when I thought all along that we were meant to forge frontiers. How could I be so How I need my sisters here. If I can't share my dreams, what were they for? I thought our promise meant that we would never change and never part. I thought together we'd face the world. How can I live my dreams or even start when everything has fallen apart? I thought home was all I ever wanted. My attic, all I'd ever need. Now nothing feels the way it was before, and I don't know how to see. I only know I'm meant for something more. I've got to know if I can be astonishing. There's a life that I am meant to lead, a life like nothing I have known. I can feel it, and it's far from here. I've got to find it on my own. Even now I feel its heat upon my skin, a life of passion that pulls me from within, a life that I am making to begin. There must be somewhere I can be astonishing, astonishing. I'll find my way. I'll find it far away. I'll find it in the unexpected and unknown. I'll find my life in my own way today. Here I go, and there's no turning back. My great adventure has begun. I may be small, but I've got giant plans to shine as brightly as the sun. I will blaze until I find my time and place. I will be fearless, surrendering modesty and grace. I will not disappear without a trace. I'll shout and start a riot, being anything but quiet. Christopher Columbus, I'll be astonishing, astonishing, astonishing.
You better do it. You better do it. That was great. That
Wow.
was so
I really honestly do not have any notes. So except that I did get a chat in all capital letters from Emma Burton saying, "Tell Noah she's gorgeous. Also, she needs to play Joe. Like no choice. She plays it or I sue. I'm shook to the core. Her acting gave me chills." It also gave me so many chills. I cannot even count. My dad sitting right here, and every 2 seconds I was like, "Look, chills." Like the hair on my arm standing straight up. That was astonishing. I'm just gonna pass it along to Daniel.
great. That was really great. Like I just like from the moment you started, I knew like you just carry yourself very well. Like just even now how you're standing, it's just like you just like I love it. And I think in the beginning in who was he to marry, like that whole beginning part, like also like work getting all those words because I would not be able to. I think like you can like let the nerve like and like get a little bit worked up a little bit more, like really be like, don't be afraid to like go even further. I love how reserved you are because I feel like Joe is kind of like has always kind of been the sister that has, she's the oldest, she's the, right? No, she's not the oldest.
He's the second oldest.
Right, but so like I
He
feel
wears
like
the pants in the family.
yes, she kind of wears she wears the pants literally. So I think that whole beginning, you know, like especially because you're like, forgive me if I'm wrong, this is after Take a Chance on Me or
Oh yeah, this is much after.
right? So you're like, I thought I knew this guy who was a friend, and now he's telling me he loves me. You're just genuinely confused. You know, let play with that a little bit more. I'm not going to specifically tell you to go all the way there, but like, don't be afraid to play with like the confusion of that, and don't like, and don't be afraid to move around a little bit in that moment too, because like again, accompaniment is so driving. That's the thought and the way like that could be like your like heart is beating like that because you're like, my life, I don't know what the heck is happening, and this is what I'm doing, and oh my god, the nerve, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like that could kind of be like your thoughts going, so that when you're like, so the first time, sorry, I'm looking at the lyrics and there's so much. Okay, and then I thought home was all I'd ever want. That's the part where the music changes, right? Mm-hmm. Where you're like, maybe this isn't what I wanted. And you did do that. Like I love seeing the shift of like, I thought home was all I ever wanted, but my sister's going to Europe. My other sisters are doing things. Why am I just here? I have things I want to do because what? I'm going to be astonishing. And I think like, see, like even that smile, like you radiate just confidence, and I love that. And don't be afraid, but in confidence in a way that it's not off-putting. It is just very organic and natural, and I'm loving it. So I think when the first time you say astonishing, let that feel good. Mm-hmm. Also, it's the name of the song, so it's like, you know, I always like to just give that like a little double kind of like, you know, an astonishing, and then. Even now I feel the heat upon my skin. That's like kind of like you're starting to feel like, you know, when you like have an idea and you have like tinglies and you're like, ooh, this is a good idea. Yeah. So I think that's like even now I feel the heat upon my skin. So I know that this sounds weird, but let that feel good. Mm-hmm. Let that moment feel good. We have not seen you almost not relaxed yet. And it's truly just like when you say astonishing, it's almost like that's one little weight that was lifted off your shoulders, because that's like the first time you hear it, and that's the idea. So that even now I feel it's heated on my skin. Astonishing, yes. And every time you say it, and because you say it so much, it's obviously means so much more. You know, like, you know, it's written that way for a reason. Obviously, it's the name of the song, but this woman is meant to be astonishing, and you're growing up and you're doing this thing and you're meant to be astonishing. Everyone in their own right has their own way to be astonishing. So, here's your way of putting you into it. You know, I don't know if you have siblings and if you feel, or like, okay, so work, I see that. So like, let that, you know, in the beginning, I feel that. Yes, I'm the youngest, I'm the baby. So, okay. Oh, work. Okay, cool. So, and then you'll find your way. You know, it's the 1800s, and like this is something where like I'll find my way. I don't care if it's unexpected and people aren't ready for it. I'm outspoken. I'm standing up for what I believe in. Also, hello 2020. You know, we have to. So I think it's time. All those thoughts, let them be like, let that confidence really keep that chest open and up. Yeah, you can go, bud. He's over me. Okay, so then here I go, and there's no turning back. Here I go, and there's no turning back. Like you've gone on this journey since the moment you said astonishing. There's no looking back. F everybody else. You're putting you first. Yeah? And then I'll shout and start a riot. You know, I'm not going to be quiet. No one's going to shut me up. Christopher Columbus who? I'm going to be astonishing. What? Astonishing. What? At last, honey. So it's like, like that's kind of like, just like every time you say it, it's like another hype. Similar to Lance, I know it's a very different song, but like you're kind of like in that you're talking to yourself, right? You're alone in this room.
Yeah.
And so I think just let's outline in the beginning, who is he, who's marrying me, this is your nerves, kind of like what the heck is happening. So don't be afraid to, like, you don't have to be a still. I just want you to, the only note I'm going to give you is from I'll find my way. I want you to plant yourself, see that dream that you have for yourself, and just live it.
Yeah.
Because also, especially if you're going to be singing this, and this goes for everybody, when you're singing or auditioning for something, don't look at it as like, I have to be what they want. You're being you. And for the moment that you are in the room, for however long you're in the room, this is your job. And this is just your way of showing them. So it's like when I go into an audition, I used to be like, oh no, I need to be what they want to be. And I focus so much on the audition part of it, but I'm like, oh, for the next 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes, whatever it is, 3, I just get to live and do what I love to do. So with that, I mean, you're every moment you have is so good. So I'm just like playing with you a little bit where I just want to see a little bit of the wheels turning more in the beginning and just kind of like let that. So I think if we want to just do the beginning and then I would, I mean, the song is long. So I love, which I'm like, I'm here for, but I think I just want to hear the beginning, just see that, and then I'll just say yas, or like when I see it, and then we can jump to the ending from I'll find my way, just, the big part to the end. I'd love to just, because I want to see that stillness and that confidence.
Yeah. Get it up again.
I'm like, please shut me up.
Oh my gosh, never. This is so fun, and everything you're saying is so incredible and amazing. It's all right. It's all good.
No, it's so helpful.
That's what cushion time is for.
And I love that in your voice you're not trying to be a Sutton impersonator. We love it.
Tried that, did not work.
Yeah, I've definitely tried to be my best, like Aaron Tveit. It's just not how it's supposed to be.
Okay. Who's he? Just marry me. This ring is marry me. The nerves are gone. It's not what was meant to be. How could he ruin it all with those 2 words? I thought I knew him, but he knew me. When did it change? What did I miss? A kiss when I thought all along that we were meant to forge frontiers. How could I be so wrong?
Does that feel better? Like already, I just feel like there's just so much more color to it.
Yeah.
What you were doing was great, but I just needed you to go that even further. It's like when you feel like you're at 100, just even push a little bit more, because for theater, we got to play to the back of the house too, and like I'd always rather have to pull someone back than have to like make them go further. But that was so much clearer. And I think something fun for you could, like, a kiss. Was that your first kiss? Were you disgusted? Were you kind of like, ooh, what just happened? Am I feeling things? Am I not feeling things? So like you can like color that however you want. I think that's a moment for you to make it your own. But that was so good. Like work. I can't wait to see Broadway. Okay.
Okay, now on to the second bit.
Yeah, just do the second part and just really, really live it. You are Joe. Single spotlight moment. Even though like I say that a lot, but it's like all eyes are on you. Obviously, this is end of Act 1. This is like defying gravity, but not defying gravity. And like, but like, you know what I mean? It's like her, like, I want in a way. So like, just you got this.
Oh, I'm gonna go back a little. I'll find my way. I'll find it far away. I'll find it in the unexpected and unknown. I'll find my life in my own way today. Here I go. There's no turning back. My great adventure has begun. I may be small, but I've got giant plans. conjuring modesty and grace. I will not disappear without a trace. I'll shout and start a riot. Be anything but quiet. Christopher Columbus, I'll be astonishing.
Yes.
Astonishing. At last.
I have chills, like severe chills. I was like, I was even getting emotional. Like truly, like I'm not exaggerating. I think that was so. It was just real. That's what I loved about it the most. You weren't trying too hard. It was just like, and like even like Christopher Columbus, you stole the land anyway. Like bye. Like like we're done with you. You're canceled. Like and like and I will blaze until you're gonna blaze until you find your own path. And I just loved it. I saw it, and like your focus is just. It was beautiful. Like really, really, really great work. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Everyone was so good. Like I'm just like I'm mind blown right now. Like that was just everyone was so good. Come on, Ithaca College.
Congratulations, Noah. And please let us know any fun upcoming things, any socials you want to shout out. Where can we hear your amazing voice again?
Sure. So have a TikTok that's really silly and really stupid. It's just my full name, Noah Webner. And that's the same for my Instagram, if you want to follow that. I don't have anything coming up, but if y'all ever want to chat or keep in touch or anything, I'd love to get to know everybody in this Zoom room.
Wait, I want to say something that Cameron messaged me saying, Noah has such a glimmer to her voice that is literally beautiful. Like, wow. I think we all feel that way.
Oh.
But like truly, like, yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
Thank you.
Never enough words. Never enough.
Enough words.
I love it. Okay. Well, yes, everyone's messaging me pictures. Okay. Yes. Okay. First, I'm going to get my picture with Daniel because yes, we're going to fangirl. Okay. Here, let me just turn. Oh, wait, no. Okay. I still need. The problem is I have a huge light like right over there. So okay, it'll just blur out the picture. Okay. So Daniel, so I have you pop up on my screen. Just be like, hi.
Hello, everyone.
3, 2. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to take the picture with everyone before anyone leaves. Oh my gosh, since I'm on my brother's computer, I can see everyone on one screen. So it's actually very convenient. All righty, here we go. Fix your hair. Get all ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Also, thank you so much to Sammy D. Mule. Can you give a little wave? Sammy was our understudy for today, just in case anything happened. Thank you so much. You will be performing at the next Sing for Alexa Saturday. And now a huge round of applause for our guest star, Daniel Quadrino. Oh my goodness, we are not worthy. Thank you so much times a billion and a quadrillion, trillion times. You are such an inspiration to all of us, and just the energy that you have. And I'm at like a loss for words, but just the fact that you would take the time to be here and be with us all today really truly does mean the world. And thank you for being such an inspiration to all of us and being someone that we look up to, and who not only does such amazing work, but just is such an amazing person and human being and soul. So thank you so much for that. Please let us know any and all upcoming things that you are in. Maybe if people want to schedule lessons with you, private coachings. I don't know if that's something that you do, but any and all, everything. Now is your time.
Awesome. So I'm on a few of like those like Broadway. I'm on Broadway Plus. I'm on Artist and Beyond as well. That's all linked in my Instagram at Danny Quadrino, and that's also on my TikTok and my same username and my Instagram is linked to that. If you want to do a coaching with me, if you want to work on anything, please message me. We can work something out. Like, my rates are very not expensive. It's hard out here for everybody, you know. The world is shut down. So, I am also a singer-songwriter. I have some new music coming out early 2021, a new single, and my debut single, Where to Begin, is on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming stuff. And if you YouTube me, there's all my original music from my live shows at 54 Below. Yeah, you guys are all so amazing. Like, I really appreciate it. And like, I have nothing else to do, / like nothing else I'd want to do. Like, I love doing this kind of stuff. So seriously, like, y'all made my day. Yeah, I can't wait for us to all be in the same room, seeing Broadway shows again or whatever. Yeah, but please don't be afraid to DM me. On Instagram, it takes me a little bit longer because a lot of times it goes through my requests, but like, truly, like, I will get to everything. And if you ever want to coach with me, DM me on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere. I'm also on Twitter at Danny Quadrino, but I don't really use them as much. But at Danny Quadrino, every handle is the same.
Yes, and you will have the full Chalnick clan family support in every step of any and everything that you do. Thank you so, so, so much. Okay, so now is time. It is officially the time to do the musical theater Kahoot. This is not anything that's like mandatory or anything. It's kind of just a fun thing that we do. These Zooms, through Zoom, I do have to buy a membership each month just to be able to have Zooms that are longer than 15 minutes, as well as so that we could have more than 100 people if that so be the case. So if you would like to help donate to the cause, because I definitely can't do it myself as a poor college student, but we have had so many amazing people help and contribute to keep these classes available to everyone completely free and ongoing. So Emma Burton, she's on screen if you want to give a wave, is one of the amazing people who donated. They're not here, but Brandon Burgett, Miranda L. Hobbs, and a lot of amazing other people. If you donate more than $20, then you and I get we just do like some sort of Zoom chat so that I could thank you. But there were certain really sweet people, including Emma, who donated and just said to give the Zoom to someone who maybe couldn't afford it. So this Kahoot is how we figure out who gets that Zoom. So please make your Kahoot username the username that you have on TikTok so that I can go and follow you back, and then we can chat about a time that we're going to meet up. So, where do we donate? I should have said that. So so the link in my link tree, the link tree in the link of my Instagram and my TikTok has all my information you can need, and there are buttons there. It has PayPal, help donate to Alexa Sing for Alexa Saturday, or Venmo, help donate to Sing for Alexa Saturday. Even like $1, $2, whatever you want to donate really does help, and keeps it free and accessible for everyone. This Kahoot was created by Michaela, who was the little manager thing. She's making sure everyone stays nice and appropriate in this Zoom. So thank you so much, Michaela. She's the creator of this. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Handle, because I will DM you on Instagram. Okay, awesome. So put that in the chat. Okay, we got that figured out. Also, shout out to my grandma who's here right now. She doesn't have her video on, but she's the one that says Sandy's iPhone. So thank you so much for always joining and supporting, Grandma. I love you. Okay, I'm writing down Lois. I hope I'm saying that right. Gilder. Yes. Alrighty, I will be DMing you. Never have we had a 6th place winner, right? In all the, I think this is like maybe our 5th, no, this has to be like our 22nd Sing for Alexa Saturday, I think. We've done so many. Wow. Oh my gosh. Julio. Okay. Well, again, thank you so much to everyone for joining. It did run a bit over, but I think that we just got caught up in having so much fun, which I don't think there's anything wrong with. So I really hope that you guys all enjoyed. My DMs are always open. As Daniel said, his are as well. Please be contacting him. He is the sweetest, most amazing person ever that you can learn so much from. So definitely lessons with him. If you would like lessons with me, the link, like I said, is right in the bio of my TikTok. TikTok, of my Instagram. How can you sing at the next one? So make a TikTok video of yourself. All the information's on my website, and it is also on my TikTok, where I just explain how you can audition. For the upcoming Sing for Alexa Saturdays, you will not have to guess anymore. I will upload on the Monday. If we're having a Sing for Alexa Saturday that Saturday, I will upload that the Monday before Sing for Alexa Saturday, who our guest is, and like refresher on how to audition. So you will have a week in advance before any upcoming Sing for Alexa Saturday, which will be nice. Self promo, my child, don't forget. Self promo, I have a merch store if you want any fun merch. I have a PO box if you want that. Want to send anything that way. But really just thank you guys all for being here. Thank you so much, Daniel. I cannot even communicate with words how much we appreciate you being here. And thank you so much to our incredible singers, Noah, Lance, and oh my gosh, yes, wait, where'd they go? I think they disappeared. Okay, they might have left. Okay, well, thank you still if you're watching this from the YouTube. And thank you so much, Sammy, for being our lovely understudy, to Michaela and to Liv for being our stage managers, to Daniel for being our guest star, and thank you so much to everyone already. I will sing my goodbye song now. I'm sorry to let you know I really have got to go. Drink water so you're not sick. I love you. Love, Alexa-Chalnick. Keep staying safe, strong, and singing. And I will post the picture that we got to Instagram. And if you would like to not just take a screenshot, you can always message me and I'll just send you the picture via that way. Alrighty, guys, everyone, please take care. And just thank you all for being here. Alrighty. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Mwah.